Many of you know that a day out on the water is very relaxing, but one local organization takes that to another level for female veterans. Today, we're sitting down with the founder of SHEROES Warriors on Water. Real Talk starts right now. This week's episode of Real Talk. I'm your host, meteorologist Amanda Hawley from the WFLA News Channel 8 studios. We are in the studio stream center today, and we are talking to a local organization who likes to help female veterans and take them out on the water free of charge. It's called SHEROES Warriors on Water. And to tell me more about this, I am joined by one of the founders of SHEROES this morning, Captain and veteran herself, Julie Meconnahey. Thank you so much for joining me, Julie.
Thank you for having me. I do want to clear this up. I am not a veteran. I started this veterans group because I work with lady veterans. We do some fishing, and we got ourselves involved in a fishing tournament, won some money, and decided to start this tournament, to start this organization, so we could take these lady veterans out on the water.
Well, that is amazing, but you do help the veterans, and to talk to us a little bit about that today is veteran Sandra Chwierut. Thank you so much for joining us today as well.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit more about SHEROES, Julie. We'll start with you. Tell me about the organization, why you started it.
Well, I was working on my master captain's license, and I worked with Captain Katie Jo Davis for a year on her boat to get my hours so that I would qualify for the license. And she had mentioned that the male veterans were getting invited to these fishing tournaments and the female veterans were being left out. So I said, well, Katie Jo, we're out there all the time fishing. There is no reason why we can't take these ladies fishing. Let's start something. So we entered a ladies fishing tournament. Our team won. I had sponsored that team, so I had asked the team, hey, we won a couple bucks here. Can we start this nonprofit with this money that we won? And everybody was on board. And about a year's worth of administrative paperwork later, we got a 501c3 rating, and we did our first SHEROES fishing trip October of 2023.
And you've come a long way since then. So talk about what SHEROES has evolved into.
Well, we started out fishing, and then I started working with lady veterans groups in the local area of Crystal River, and they wanted to do more than fish. So what ended up being us taking veterans fishing turned into, what would you like to do? And so we asked these veterans what they'd like to do, and they said they wanted to go swim with manatees, they wanted to go scalloping, they wanted eco tours. Not everybody wanted to get in the water. And we do some sunset cruises. I don't have a boat for all those things, so what I did is I started working with the lady captains in our area to take the lady veterans out fishing and scalloping and all the other things. So I will hand those jobs off to those lady captains.
And it's amazing that everyone helps you, and you do, get those donations and through those fundraisers as well. But Sandra, I want to bring you in here because you're one of the benefits.
Yes.
You benefited from this organization. We actually got to go swim with the Manatees. First of all, thank you for your service, and tell me a little bit about your background before we get to swimming with the Manatees.
Okay, sure, Amanda. So my name is Sandra Chwierut. I served 36 years in the military. Was active duty, then joined the National Guard, and retired as a Command Sgt Major back in 2014.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for your service. And now we, just a couple of weeks ago, got to go swimming with the Manatees. Yes. With SHEROES. So tell me a little bit about our trip that day.
Oh, yeah, that trip was fantastic. We had you and Joey on board videotaping, and we started off, we got a nice little film about manatees, what to do, what not to do, and we put on our wetsuits, and then Captain Ed and Kim and Captain Julie took us all out, and we got into the water, and we just floated above the manatees, and I would say probably the best thing was, as I was floating above, I had a little baby manatee, like, just come right up to my face, and then just went down, and it was just... I mean, my heart melted. My heart melted. So it was just a fantastic experience to see these massive mammals next to us, and they're gentle, not aggressive. As everybody knows, they don't have any predators except a boat prop. So, yeah, I can't say enough good things about what this trip was and what it meant to me to go out there.
And talk a little bit to me and us about what it meant to you to be able to do something like this after serving our country.
Yeah, thank you. So it was really nice because out there with another female veteran, and so you're able to bond a little bit. And you can talk about a few more things with the female veteran than you can either with the male veteran or with just a civilian. So it's just brings everything full circle for you, and it's really calming and relaxing just to be out there floating and not a care in the world.
And it was beautiful. They are giant, but like you said, very gentle. I was a little chilly the whole time, but I mean, every time they swam by, it was incredible to see them up close like that up in Crystal River. So bringing Julie back in here, we went out with Salty Sirens in Crystal River, and Captain Kim is one of the local captains who helps you out with trips like this. Tell me about Captain Kim.
Well, Captain Kim is retired Air Force. She was one of the first people to get involved with SHEROES. We had a small board when we got together, and the board was made up of captains. And Captain Katie Jo was retired Army, Captain Kim was retired Air Force, and we put together SHEROES and came up with policies and procedures for having a nonprofit. And then we started taking trips, and we went out with Captain Kim on a sunset cruise before we did a Manatee trip. So we did an afternoon trip with the Female Veterans Network. They put 6 of their lady veterans on a sunset cruise. So that was our first trip with Kim.
Okay, it sounds so fun, and you guys do trips year round. Talked a little bit about some of the other trips that you do, taking fishing, scalloping, the eco tours. You talked about an airboat ride as well.
Yeah, I get the lady captains involved. I hire them to run our trips, and whatever they're good at, whatever their thing is that they want to do. And we have one lady, Captain Stephanie Bates, that runs an airboat, and we did an airboat eco tour with her, with the Tri-County Women Veterans Vice President on that trip. And we did a eco tour through Homosassa, and that was with Captain Chris Walker, and she runs them up and down Homosassa River and around Monkey Island, and then they go have lunch, and they have the best time, and then we send them pictures, and we write a story about their trip.
Okay, and you told me while we were out there that day that you hear back from these veterans after your trips, and they can't thank you enough for it.
Yes, I get these emails, I get text messages that they had the best experience. One lady said she met her spirit animal swimming with the manatee, which was super cute. But it just fills my heart to get those text messages and messages on email. It's just great. That's why I do it. It's easy for me because I'm on the water all the time, and it's not work when you're out there on your boat.
Yes, I can attest to that. It really is, a relaxing day, and I know that it means so much to everyone that you take out as well. So we had a chance to go out with Captain Kim and another veteran, Mandy. I want to take a listen to what they had to say after our trip that day.
It fills my heart. And again, a lot of veterans suffer from a lot of things. And I'm one of those firm believers that water cures all. And when you're in the moment and you're watching these beautiful manatees swim around you, or you're out there scalloping, you're not thinking of any of your day-to-day issues. And I really think it's important to get the veterans out there and realize that this can be therapeutic for them as well as enjoyable.
Oh my gosh, dreams come true. For real. Got to swim with the manatees today. It was amazing. And like I said, just a dream come true. I'm still pinching myself. My most amazing memory is going to be just as they were coming in underneath me and freaking for a minute, but realizing that they're just little big gentle giants, and it was just pure zen for me. Finding out that they are they have very little body fat, and that was really a cool thing for me. And then I guess also finding out about the calves and how long the calves stay with the moms, 2 to 3 years. So that was also a cool bit of trivia. Yeah.
We really did learn a lot about it, and I think that that's really cool that, it's more than just about going out on the water as well. It's a whole day experience. Sandra, can you talk to me a little bit about that? That video that we watched, and then all of the information that we learned about the manatees beforehand too.
Yeah, so like I said, when we first got there, we saw a really great video. And it's an older video, but everything in it still applied. So, and I'm smiling because I'm looking at these pictures here, and it's just taking me back to being on the water watching these manatees. But the video showed us like some people touching manatees, which you're not supposed to do, poking them or disturbing them while they're trying to sleep and everything. So, yeah, I don't know. I was fortunate. I'm a member of the Tri-County Women Veterans, and SHEROES was generous enough to sponsor us to come out here on these tours. So, yeah, I can't say enough. I can't say enough nice things about both organizations.
Well, that is a great segue into our next segment. We are going to take a quick break right now, and when we come back, we're going to tell you about how you can get involved with SHEROES. Welcome back into this week's Real Talk. We are sitting down with an amazing local organization, nonprofit called SHEROES Warriors on Water, taking female veterans out for a day out on the water to kind of just reconnect with nature. Julie joining us, a co-founder here of SHEROES, and of course Sandra, a veteran who we got to go out and swim with the manatees. Now, Sandra, you were one who benefited from SHEROES, but Julie, if someone wants to get involved, a female veteran, how can they contact you?
Well, we have a website called SHEROESWOW.org, and you can contact me through that website. What I do is I keep a list, and we do one trip a month, and when the trip's full, then you get moved to the next trip. And if you're still interested the following month, then we'll put you on that trip.
Okay. And if someone wants to help out SHEROES, you do all of your work through fundraising and local organizations to make this free of charge for veterans. How can people help you?
Well, right now we have 2 sponsors that financially cover 1 trip a month. So if we could pick up a couple more sponsors, we could do 2 trips a month or 3 trips a month. So I think for now our goal would be to try to do 2 trips a month.
Okay.
And pick up a new sponsor.
Awesome. All right. Well, at this point in Real Talk, I want to show your social media pictures that I have asked for on social media. And the first one that we are going to show, Captain Julie, you can tell us a little bit about here. Who is this?
Oh, this is Captain Katie Jo. Captain Katie Jo is retired Army, and that's her son, Fisher. And she took our first trip. She took our lady veteran, Vietnam era retired Navy veteran Jane on the first SHEROES trip. Jane hadn't fished in a very long time, and she caught a grouper. Oh. And we got that grouper in the boat.
Yes, I love to hear it.
That was awesome. So that was aired on Bay News 9 for Veterans Day in 2023. So that was our very first trip, and we were on the air with that trip.
That is amazing. And here you are, several years down the road. I love to see that your organization has grown so much. Thank you for your service as well, Captain Katie Jo. Our next picture actually takes us back to last week's Real Talk episode when we talked to Reef Renewal. They are a company who is growing corals and helping out our coral reefs. We were talking about Sherry Sutton. She sent me some baby coral pictures there. So thank you, Sherry, for those pictures. And our last picture coming to us from a local fly fisherman, captain here in the Tampa Bay area, Captain Dustin Pack. He actually sent us these pictures through our Report It site, which you can do as well. WFLA.com/report it. If you have fishing pictures that you'd want me to show here on Real Talk, I love to feature them. So you can go ahead and send us them there, and I will pick them out, and we will show them on next week's episode of Real Talk. Any last thoughts, Julie, Sandra? Thank you so much for joining me this week on this week's episode.
No, thank you for having us on Real Talk.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm so excited. And it was such a fun trip to go out and swim with the manatees and with you, Sandra, as well. Thank you for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and thank you to SHEROES.org for doing this, or SHEROES, wow.
Yeah, I look forward to the next trip.
Me too.
Me three. SHEROESWOW.org, again, is how you can get in touch with that. You can watch all the Real Talk episodes, watch this one back, and watch the previous Real Talk episodes on your favorite streaming platform on the WFLA streaming app as well. And that'll do it for this week's episode. For Julie, Sandra, myself, we'll see you next time.